10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
And now, another really exciting episode of the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy is right.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent.
538. 538.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? Oh, I'm all right. Yes, well, it's kind of a day to be celebrated, or a day to be celebrating, or both. It's the same thing. But yes, it is the Shy Life Podcast's birthday. But it's our 6th birthday, which, well, it isn't exactly a big number. We had our 5th anniversary last year, which we did a few things for, and we had our 500th episode not long ago. So, it's going to be quite a low-key episode, but we're going to have some clips, probably some Sutton Park. We're going to have a quiz. We're going to share some anecdotes. Basically here with the regulars. But so let's run that theme music, and when we come back, we'll get on with it. Happy birthday to us. Run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The highlight, the Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Oh,
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
But has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
So what's going on first, Paul? Well, I thought we'd do a little quiz, Yeti Uncle John. A quiz with me? Where's everybody else? Well, no, I'm taking turns with everyone, because then everyone, gets a moment. Oh, I see. And you thought that it was appropriate to do a quiz with me? Yes, I thought you were so good at quizzes. Yes, yeah, I am very good at quizzes. That's very astute of you, Paul. Sorry, I didn't mean to. And I thought I'd ask you up first because, I know you've got a lot of other things going on. Yes, I've got things with the magpies. Yes, so yes, it's a good idea. You make a good point. Yes, so we're doing a quiz. Starting the show with a quiz. That's unusual. Oh, I don't see why not. Listeners, as I was saying before the theme music, this is our 6th anniversary. We're just going to do a bit of everything, really. And we're going to have all the regulars, but they're all going to get their moment with me. Oh, how lucky for them, Paul. Yes, very lucky, very lucky. So, Yeti Uncle John, what sort of quiz would you like to do? Is this just me doing the quiz, or is this us doing the quiz? Well, no, I think it'll be us doing the quiz. I won't look at the answers until the end. Well then, all right, I suppose. What sort of quiz have you got? Well, let's have a look. We can go random. We can do all subjects. We can do entertainment, music, film, movies, literature, maths, medicine. I'm not sure about that. Well, I mean, your entertainment. What falls under the banner of entertainment? Well, I'm not sure, to be honest, with this quiz. You know, sometimes questions that you'd also say are music would fall on, you know, things that you'd say were the arts fall under history because it's the history of art or whatever. Oh, yes. Oh, it's that quiz, is it? Yes, it's that quiz. All right, then. Let's do entertainment. How hard do you want it? Oh, it's been a long time since anyone asked me that. Yeti Uncle John. Sorry, Paul. Any? Easy, medium, hard. Can we go for medium, Paul? Medium is fine. Right, 20 questions? 20 questions, Paul, let's go. Okay, building the quiz now. Blimey. Shouldn't Cuthbert be here for spectacular things like that? Not sure it counts as spectacular. Okay, right. What is the name of the retired gunslinger played by Clint Eastwood in the 1992 film Unforgiven? Have you ever seen it, Paul? No, but we have mentioned that film on this show because I think my dad went to see it because in 1992 there weren't many westerns around and he was quite excited to go to the cinema to see it, but he was shocked because there was swearing in it. Swearing. Can you believe it? Blimey, Paul, it's quite a shock. Yeah, quite a shock. But do we know the answer? I've never seen it, Paul. What about you? Never seen it either. Let's say John Smith. John Smith will have to do, I think. Okay, that was question 1. Question 2. In Russia, what is a kazuchok? What is a kazuchok? Is it a type of ice cream? I don't think so. Do you think it might be a type of, I don't know, like a bike taxi? A bike taxi. What's a bike taxi? What do you know? You see them like a tuk-tuk, what are they called? Tuk-tuk. Like you see them in Chinatown like ferrying tourists around. And you think a kazuchok is the Russian version of a tuk-tuk? If that's what it's really called, I forget. Oh dear. Well, we'll go for it. I've got no answer. Okay, question 3. Who was the lead singer of the US rock and roll group The Teenagers, who died in February 1968, aged 25? You know this one, don't you? I've never heard of The Teenagers. I don't think I have. You know all there is to know about music. I really don't. You'd think if they were really famous, you'd know it. I wonder if he was still in. Doesn't even say him, but I'm thinking it'd be a him. I'm trying to think of anyone who is that. I was wondering if it might be like a double bluff, not a double bluff so much as a red herring. Like The Teenagers is just a group that they were in, but not the most famous group they were in. I see what you mean. Who died in 1968, Paul? I don't really know anybody who died in 1968. I can think of Rolling Stones, Brian Jones, but that's like 1969, I think. And I don't know. I know a lot of people who died in the early 70s, like Mama Cass and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. But I think I'm going to have to say a pass. Blimey, Paul. We're not doing very well. Well, we've got some hope because the next question is, which screenwriter and novelist created the Daleks for the TV series Doctor Who? Oh, you better know that one, Paul. Oh, God. I do know it, but now I'm worrying if, it's created, and do they mean the characters or do they mean the physical prop, the Dalek? Oh, Paul, I think they mean the actual creator of the thing. Well, that would be Terry Nation, who also created The Survivors and Blake Seven. All right then. Yes, go on then. Right. Question 5. Who played Brad Pitt's wife Teresa Mills in the film Seven? Oh, blimey. Wasn't it her who's married to, or used to be married to, what's his name from Coldplay? Oh dear. Am I going to remember it? Oh gosh, I know who you mean. I'm blank. That's going to really kick myself if I don't get this one. Oh dear, Paul, we're hopeless. I think I'm not a genius today. That's okay, I'm not a genius today either. Oh, I didn't even realise you ever had been a genius. I'm saying nothing. Oh, it's on the top. The kids are called Apple and Bunny Rabbit and I don't know, Sushi. Just don't think about it, Paul. You can always come back to it. Yes. Oh, not good. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see it there, but I can't read it. Question 6. In the Harry Potter series of books, what is the Hogwarts school motto in English? I could make some sarcastic comment at this point. It's probably not about inclusivity, but I don't think I'm going to get this one. I'm still toying over this 7 one. It's at the tip of my tongue, tip of my brain. I thought you were a big Harry Potter fan, Paul. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I have read some of the books and I have seen all of the films, but I'm not a big fan. I couldn't say that I would know that. Oh, well, I don't know. I've never read one of them at all. Okay, 7. Lewis, an aspiring young inventor at an orphanage, is the lead character in which film? Shrek, Meet the Robinsons, The Incredibles, or Bolt? I don't think it's Incredibles. No, because that's about a family. Shrek. I don't think it's Shrek. I don't know anything about Meet the Robinsons. I'll say Bolt. What do you think? No, go with Bolt. Okay, Sadler's Wells Ballet and the Vic Wells Ballet were the previous names of which British ballet company? You should ask Lisa. She's always getting questions about the history of ballet. I know she is. She doesn't want them, but she gets them. The Royal National Ballet Corporation? I don't know. Oh dear. Question 9. What is the name of Ariel's father and king in The Little Mermaid? Triton, Titania, Taunton, or Titan? It can't be Titania. That's a girl's name, surely. Unless, I don't know. Titan sounds possible. Yeah, Taunton doesn't sound like it being named Triton. Maybe Titan does. Let's go for Titan. Question 10. Which comedian played Kevin Turvey in the British TV sketch series A Kick Up the 80s? That's Rick Mail. Oh, yeah, I knew that one, Paul. Oh, you got there before me. So I did, yes. What is the name of cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants' pet snail? Oh, I have seen SpongeBob on a number of occasions. It's not Brian, that's Magic Roundabout. It's a completely different show, Paul. I should know it, but I'm not sure I'm going to get there. Paul, look, you're rubbish. You're rubbish. Thank you very much. No, but you are kind of rubbish. These are difficult questions. They're medium questions. All right, they're medium questions. Bernard, this is question 12. Bernard, Deadeye, Orville and Madame Medusa, all characters in which Disney film? So that does not ring a bell at all. Say the Aristocats. Why not? Oh God, that stupid film 7, still in my head. The name of the actress. Don't worry about it, Paul. In the novel Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, what is the Artful Dodger's real name? The Artful Dodger's real name? I have no idea. I didn't know he had a real name. I guess he must have done. But oh dear, I didn't read that one. No, oh dear. Number 14. Nick's going to kill me if I get this one wrong. What is the title of Sean Connery's 4th James Bond film? Oh, no, we can work that one out, Paul. I've watched James Bond films. You've watched James Bond films. Okay, so Dr. No, number 1. Yeah. From Russia with Love, number 2. Yeah. Goldfinger, number 3. Yeah. And then I think it must be Thunderball. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Because then there's another one after that, I think. And then there's Diamonds Are Forever. That'll be 6. So, yeah, I think Thunderball. It's just difficult getting the middle. I mean, I'm a James Bond fan, but not like super fan, or even, not even up to Nick's level. Oh dear. Question 15. Which Hampshire castle was used for the exterior shots of the UK television series Downton Abbey? Oh, my mum's been there, I think. It's Hampshire. It's not that far from Salisbury. But I'm not going to remember. I've never seen Downton Abbey. I've never seen a Hampshire castle either. Oh, God. Oh, look, there's another one. Another what? Another James Bond question. Question 16. Which James Bond film was named after Ian Fleming's home in Jamaica? It's not Dr. No. No. Well, it's got to be Goldfinger, hasn't it? I mean, none of the other films doesn't make sense. I mean, Octopussy? No, surely not. I mean, Goldfinger doesn't make any sense either, really, does it? What about The Spy Who Loved Me? He wouldn't call his house The Spy Who Loved Me. What about View to a Kill? No. Goldeneye. What about Goldeneye? Goldeneye or Goldfinger? Oh, I don't know. Goldeneye maybe sounds more like it. Why would you call something Goldfinger a house? Goldeneye. Yeah, all right, let's go for that one. Question 17. What is the name of Woody's owner in Toy Story? Stephen, David, Bruce or Andy? Oh, that's Andy. Big Toy Story fan, are we getting, Uncle John? Yeah, maybe, perhaps. Okay. Fabian and Fest are of what occupation in Twelfth Night? Courtiers, servants, jesters or royals? Oh dear, do you know anything about Twelfth Night? I know nothing about Twelfth Night. Courtiers, servants, jesters. Should we say jesters? Oh, go on then. I don't know. Is Twelfth Night a funny one or a serious one? I told you I don't know. Let's just say jesters. Question 19. What is the name of the young man who is a woman in disguise who Blackadder employs in the UK television series Blackadder 2? That's Bob, I think. Bob. Or let's go for Bob. Question 20. What is the title of the 2001 film in which Russell Crowe plays mathematician John Nash? Oh, I do know that I'm missing a word in the middle. Something like a something mind, a wonderful mind, a marvellous mind, a fabulous mind. I'm not going to get it. You're still thinking about that 7, aren't you? I am, and I'm not going to get it. And I know exactly who it is. I can picture her. It was like one of her early films before she was famous. A Marvellous Mind. Let's just give up. Oh, this is not a good experience. So I hope the listeners did better than we did. Let's have a look at the answers. Okay. Question 1. Clint Eastwood is playing a character called William Mooney or Money. I wouldn't have known that. Question 2. In Russia, what is a kazachok? It's not a form of bike taxi. It's a folk dance. Oh dear, Paul. Question 3. The lead singer of the Teenagers who died in 1968 is Frankie Lymon. Lymon. Frankie Lymon. I think I can quite, positively say I've never heard of that name, but I don't know. Question 4. Which screenwriter and novelist created the Daleks for Doctor Who? It was Terry Nation. Oh, thank goodness we have one right. Yes. And Brad Pitt's wife, Teresa Mills, in 7 was played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Is that who you were thinking about? Yes, it was. I just couldn't think. Oh, dear, oh, dear. The motto of Hogwarts is never tickle a sleeping dragon. I don't even remember hearing that. No, I can't say I do. Well, I don't because I don't know anything about it, but there we go. Lewis, the inventor, was in Meet the Robinsons, which I've never seen, know nothing about. Don't worry about it. Sadler's Wells, the name for it these days is the Royal Ballet, which I don't think I said that. I certainly didn't say it as precisely as that. No, you did not. Oh, and Ariel's father is Triton, not Titan. So we didn't get that right either. No, what next? The comedian who played Kevin Turvey was Rick Mail. Oh my goodness, we have 2. We do, yes. The cartoon character, the snail in SpongeBob SquarePants, is Gary. Now I hear it, it rings a bell. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered though, but Gary. And it wasn't the Aristocats, it was the Rescuers, but I mean, it's not too bad a guess, Yeti Uncle John. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, at least it was an old school Disney film, or, my childhood Disney film, not a more recent one. No. The Artful Dodger's real name is Jack Dawkins. Oh, no, never heard of him. No, I don't think I really heard that either. The 4th Sean Connery James Bond film is Thunderball. Oh, marvellous, we did it right. Yeah, I still think there was another one after. Yeah, I think it was a good bet. Oh, well, we got 3. The Hampshire castle used for exterior shots of Downton Abbey was Highclere Castle, which now I see the name, yeah, I recognise that. The James Bond film named after Ian Fleming's home in Jamaica, it was Goldeneye. Oh, Goldeneye, not Goldfinger. No, Goldeneye. Oh, we guessed the right one. Yeah, it kind of made more sense than Goldfinger. I don't know why you'd want to call a house Goldfinger, but... The name of Woody's owner in Toy Story was indeed Andy. Oh, you got it right. You got it right, yes. The Fabian and Fest aren't jesters in Twelfth Night, they are servants. Oh, well. And what is the name of the young man who is a woman? Yeah, the answer is Bob, but it also says Kate. We didn't ask what the woman's name was. Just asked what was the name of the young man. So I think we get that. I don't think I'd have remembered Kate, but it didn't ask for Kate. It just asked for Bob. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine, Paul. And then the title of the Russell Crowe film is A Beautiful Mind. Oh, well, we don't get half a point, do we? Well, we knew what film we were talking about. We just couldn't remember the word in between, but I don't think we deserve half a point. We didn't get it. So 6 out of 20, that's not great, but, you know, we're having an off day, aren't we, Yeti Uncle John? We most certainly are. Look, I've got to go. I've got to go and see the Magpies. All right, you go and see the Magpies. Listeners, I'll play you some music, and when we come back, we'll have somebody else here to talk to. Yes, I'll speak to you again soon. Happy birthday, listeners. Thanks for joining us. Oh, no problem. Sorry the questions were too hard. Oh, yeah, well, having an off day. Never mind. So, Cromitty, here you are. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to the Shy Life podcast. Yes. Oh, well, that's right. I don't know when your birthday is. I like to keep it a secret. Anyway. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. How are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. I hear you had a disastrous quiz with Yeti Uncle John. It was slightly disastrous. Yeah, but never mind. Oh dear. So what are we going to do now, Paul? Well, I thought we'd have some clips. We'd share some clips with the listeners. Clips are always good, Paul. What sort of clips? Well, I thought we'd look back and see how we'd celebrated the birthdays of the podcast, you know, in the past. Oh, yes, that sounds good. So I just need to get a list up. I guess we should start with a clip from maybe the pilot episode or episode 1, because they actually went out on the same day. They went out on May the 25th, although I'm not 100% sure if that was just on this particular host that I'm looking at on Libsyn, but the first thing recorded for the Charlotte podcast was on Saturday the 14th of May 2016. I think it was, I walked down the road and recorded by the canal. Oh, gosh. Well, want to put some clips from that? Yes, I think I should. The pilot episode was only 14 minutes and 18 seconds. That is by quite a long way the shortest episode you've ever done. It is. The actual first episode was 29 minutes and 30 seconds. I kind of have a rule, really, that there's no episodes that are less than about 55 minutes. And even they are in the minority. Actually, I don't seem to have recorded, the recording dates for the first episode. Not in the show notes, anyway. But I still have the original recordings of pretty much all of the Charlotte podcast. So it would be possible to find out if needs be. Well, yes, Paul, you have the original tapes, don't you? Full of burps and farts and all sorts of things. Yeah, guest comedy. Thank you for sharing that. But yes, let's just say the unedited material. Oh yes, Paul. Let's listen to some clips now. One of the things that you learn when you are a librarian is that you can't trust books. I mean, they will lie to you. Not all of them. It's like children, some are more honest than others. Politicians, books are the same. You have to be very careful. some of them will come and tell you that, I've got some at the moment that say they were published in 2017, which, is 2016. They clearly haven't been published in 2017. That is, unless they've come through some sort of time portal, which I guess is possible, but unlikely. So, as I was saying, one of my jobs is to buy new books for the library, which is great. Really enjoyable. I enjoy doing that. One of the sadder parts is when I have to decide to get rid of them, which ones are going to go. Sometimes they're just not being used anymore, and we are a very small library. We do need to kind of make space for new things to come in. It's always difficult. But the other thing, going back to what I was saying about books lying, it's not so much lying as occasionally they will sprout new chapters. It's true. It is honestly true. I mean, they are trees after all, or they come from trees. But the trouble is, you have to keep an eye on all of the books because after they've been there for a while, and if the air is slightly damp, then you can quite easily find new chapters developing inside the books, and they won't necessarily be of the subject you want either. So you could be reading, 21 leaders of the 21st century, but inside a chapter from a Jackie Collins has suddenly sprouted, or you might be reading, leadership therapy or something, and inside you've got J.K. Rowling, which, nothing wrong with Harry Potter, but it doesn't belong there. So you have to be so careful. But I've got a book here that has been on the shelf about 5 years. It's developed a few chapters from Alice in Wonderland. So I'm going to show you what I do. I have to remove them. It's not a, it's a brutal process, but ultimately has to be done. So I hope this isn't distressing for anyone. So I've got the chapter here, which shouldn't be here, and I have to rip it out. There's another one here. I have to rip it out. If you do it quickly, they don't feel any pain. So you really have to get on with it, do it. And, ooh, it's nasty. I have to get a bit of sellotape for that one. It's leaking a few words. And this is the last. There we go. So that book is back to normal now. It's as it should be. Book on the environment. And now it doesn't have those Alice in Wonderland chapters inside it. Well, I mean, I would rather have Alice in Wonderland here in the library. It's more interest to me, but sadly, no, it doesn't belong here. So, anyway, we may come back to this another time, but I hope it hasn't been too distressing to listen to. I just thought it'd be interesting for you to see some of the things I have to do in my job as a librarian. Another time I may discuss the magic of shushing. Shh. See, yeah, it's not just shushing is something you get taught in library school. It's not as simple as you might think, but that's a story for another day. But, anyway, meanwhile, elsewhere.
Hello, my name is Damius Twinklehorn. I'm an actor. I am here to just discuss with you a number of the films that I was in. You may have seen me in a number of Hammer films during the 1960s. I played a tree during Dickel the Heart of Dracula in 1966, and again I played the back end of a horse during Pick the Nose of Frankenstein in 1968. I must say it was quite a thing, quite an experience. I was also in a number of 70s horror movies, many of them made in Italy. I played a pigeon in Slash the Face of Juliet in 1971, and I was also, I was a stunt double for the main female lead, because I have very delicate ankles. Yes, very delicate uncles, for that matter. It's just my little joke. I shall be back soon, when I shall talk to you more about my experiences in the movie business. This is Damius Trinklehorn signing out. Bye. Hello, we're back in the Surrey countryside, and I'm here again with my friend Paul, who I used to go to primary school with. I was going to ask, do you remember? Was I writing back at primary school?
Yes, you were. Yeah, and in fact, you're quite creative, and far more than I was, and actually probably far more than you were supposed to be.
Well, I remember we had an English teacher who was also like the headmaster for a year, and he got us to do like longer sort of projects, writing projects. Both those projects went missing at the end of I think I was ill at the end of the year, and I bet someone's probably sold it to something very...
Yeah. Well, actually, that would have been a really good investigative story for the Oddstock Recorder, which was the only writing I did that was remotely creative. And we created a newspaper, and you contributed to it, and you helped us write it. It was three of us. And we had, I think, we might have had 3 editions, certainly 2, 3 editions. And then what happened was that the headmistress, who hated the idea of children being creative, decided, no, the way to kill this is to create some competition, which I will subsidise with school resources. And we got completely outclassed by a rival paper, which I can't remember what that was called, and we couldn't sustain ours because we were having to do it all ourselves.
You were very interested in politics even back then, I remember.
Really?
I remember you being interested in politics. I remember at some point we had to vote. We had some pretend election, and we had, and you were one of the people. But
really?
Yes, I remember.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Was it sort of, let's close down this school?
I don't even think that was in classes. I think this was in in our own time,
really?
like in our because I remember I used to go off and write stories in lunch break and things like that, because there was that garden around the back of the school and the little doorway which never got used. It was quite good for sitting in, particularly in sort of out of the in the winter. And I think I was mainly writing Doctor Who stories in those days. I don't think I had got to the stage of writing my own characters. That came probably after I left primary school and when I went to the next school, because then soon after that I started going to the Writers' Circle in Salisbury, and I was doing my own thing then. But so that was our first episode. So our first anniversary, 2017, May 2017. I don't know that we actually officially celebrated the first anniversary, which seems surprising. We may have mentioned it. There were a number of episodes. We'd got to around episode 82 by our first anniversary. There were 3 episodes around this time. There's the 8th live 548 show on the 24th of May, an Alien update on May the 26th, and Bookshops and Battlers. That was when we went book hunting in Oxford, and also met Scotty the Aussie Battler, who was over in the UK. Oh yes, Paul. I did not get to meet him. No. It says that we did discuss the first anniversary on our live 548 show. It was also around the same time as the 15th anniversary of the ShyYeti.com blog. In fact, episode 78, The Drinks Are On Me, is about us having a State of the Podcast meeting in a pub. Do you remember that pub we went to? We thought it would close down, and we got there, and it hadn't closed down. And then I think we bumped into Nick, and we bumped into Callum, and then when we tried to go back there, it had vanished. Do you remember that one? I remember that being quite exciting. Listeners, we'll put some clips on from some of these episodes. They may be short clips, but it's what we were getting up to around the time of our first anniversary. Oh, marvellous, Paul, marvellous. So,
everybody's here. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Darling, yes. Yes. Oh, I'm definitely here.
So, Yeti Uncle John, say hello. Hello. Yes, it's... sorry. It's a bit cramped, isn't it?
Oh, it is, darling, yes. Oh, yes.
Just sit where you are. Don't move too much. And John, just introduce yourself. All right. It's me, Yeti Uncle John, here for the State of the Podcast meeting. Yes. Yeah, that's it. And Bettina.
Hello, darling. Yes, it's me, Bettina Dupre, here for the State of the Podcast meeting. Lovely. I notice we're recording it. Exciting. Gosh. Yes.
Thank you, Bettina. And Damius.
Yes, this is me, Damius Trinklehorn, here for the State of the Podcast meeting.
Anyway, good. Right. So, where should we start? So, how do we think things are going? I felt that the episodes that we released, in the first quarter or so of 2017 have been quite diverse. What about you? Yes, I would say so. We've covered all sorts of things, from adventure, and stories and interviews, and all manner of things.
I think it's been very good, darling. I still want more letters. I'm still waiting for that to happen, but you can't be too impatient, can you, hey? No. But yes, no. It's all been very good, I think.
And what about you, Damius?
Oh, yes. There's been plenty of interesting things going on, I would say.
Gosh, it's really hot in here, isn't it? Oh, dear. You know what? I'm not sure this room can cope with the four of us. There's Yeti Uncle John sitting on boxes and Damius hanging off the bookshelf. You're actually sitting on the top of that bookshelf. You're going to come a cropper.
Oh, I'm all right.
Bettina's got the only other proper seat.
Well, I'm comfortable, but I don't know about the others.
Well, it is pretty hot though, isn't it? Listen, I've got a good idea. There's no reason we have to have our meeting here. There isn't. We don't have to have it here in the podcast studios. We could just go down the pub. Literally, we really can. And I think that's what we should do. We should go down the pub and discuss the podcast there. It'll work just as well. Hello. Hello, it's me. Yes. Shy Yeti, how are you? Lovely to be back. How are you doing? How's your weekend been? We've got all sorts of things going on. We've got messages from the regulars. We've got a satellite link up with Bettina Dupre, hopefully. And but ultimately, we're kind of celebrating a number of birthdays personal to this show, including the show's first anniversary. And but I'll tell you more about that after the theme music. So run the theme music.
Oh, darling, thank you for tuning in.
Come on, give us a kiss.
Shy Yeti, that's totally inappropriate.
What's going to happen today?
I always like to practice things thoroughly.
Oh, yeah. What do people listen to this rubbish?
So there you go. Here we are. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Well, we are back. The Shy Life podcast is back. It's our 8th live show. And, yes. But I know what you folks, you're always... want to know this. You want to know what number episode it is. So episode bot, please.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
Hello,
no.
is this...
No, stop. That's not right. Oh dear. No, that's not the episode bot. This is the episode, Bart. What number episode is it?
79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79.
So come on, tell us what the problem is. How can I help? Oh, I don't know, John. I just feel I'm kind of missing the aliens. Oh, not them again. Haven't you had enough of them? I know what you mean. They caused me a lot of trouble. And not only that they like Tim and James and James and Tim more than they like me, and James and Tim and James, well, they never even, bought them dinner. They gave them a podcast, but they never bought them dinner. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I did think that they perhaps should have put the aliens up at their place, but it never came to that. Maybe it will happen in the future, one day. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever see the aliens again. I got quite attached to them. There was a time when I was down here in the library podcasting studio store, or whatever it's called. What do we call this place? Yeah, and some boxes fell on me, and they rescued me. Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes, that's, yes. But then they also, there was that time when Cromarty was helping them on the ship, and the ship started to slip down the road like in some sort of giant iceberg, and nearly knocked down your flat and killed lots of people. Yes, they had their good points and their bad points, but that could well have been Cromarty's fault as much as anybody else. But, I don't know. What can you do? Last time you heard from them, they'd gone away, and then those other aliens showed up and accused you of being a criminal, and, Yes, I know. It's far from being ideal, I know. Hello, listeners. We've got a very special guest this time. It's Scotty the Aussie Battler. Hello.
Hello, Paul.
Hey.
Hello, listeners.
Hey.
I'm here in the mother country.
This isn't Skype. This is real.
Yes, Toffee, it's not Skype.
I can see him.
We're live in person. We're touching each other right now.
I think I might be pregnant. We've been nattering away for several, well, not several hours, but for some time.
Almost.
And we're not telling you what we talked about. It was all exciting podcasting gossip.
There's a lot of gossip between England and Australia.
Oh yes. I think. Do you think? What do you think? Gosh, I wish I could speak. Do you think Australians and British folk are similar-ish?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Because unlike Americans, we come from England, so it's the mother country.
Yeah.
And we chose not to decapitate the king or queen years ago. So
thanks.
I don't know. I feel like we do. I found that too when I lived here, Paul. That I think because England and Australia do have a close relationship, like British people actually have quite a good awareness of Australians and Australia, and like stuff's in the news here about Australia. Of course, there's far too many bloody Aussies here temping, so a lot of people have worked with backpackers and so
and Kylie is basically British.
That's
now.
True, she is.
We adopt people.
Which Kylie would you be talking about, Paul? Kylie Jenner, the bitch who tried to steal our Kylie's name.
How dare she?
Did you hear about that?
I think I did.
She tried to trademark Kylie. Just the one word Kylie as her own name.
No.
Bloody Kylie Jenner. Who the hell is she anyway?
Nobody. There's only one Kylie.
Hot Pants Kylie.
Yes, Hot Pants Kylie. She still hasn't given me back those hot pants. I thought I was just lending them. I don't think I can get back in. To be fair, she's kept her figure very well, and I don't think I could get back in mine.
You would stretch them now.
I would stretch them now, but it's well for her. Anything for her, it's fine. But so, what about the second anniversary, Paul? In 2018, we we were up to episode 170 by our anniversary. We have a 548 show on the 17th. I'm not sure if we referred to the second anniversary. Then on the 19th we have The Thing from Another World. We have quite a lot of guests. And then an Incredible Pie Crust anniversary. Well, no, that's the book, the Shy Yeti Incredible Pie Crust Collection, that was having its 10th anniversary. So, well, anyway, we'll put a clip from at least one of those episodes, and have a listen. Now, I'm here with Yeti Uncle John. We're down in the, I suppose it is sort of like the library podcasting studios, but it's the end with all the books in. We were last here, of course, when Ick was helping out, and of course he ate that. Whatever he ate. I'm just trying to finally clear out all the books and just get the last of the books that we want to get rid of out of the way. And I've got Yeti Uncle John here to help before he swans off on his trip. When are you actually going, Yeti Uncle John? It seems to be an age. Oh, yes, oh, charming, yes. Well, it's coming up. It won't be long. I will be going very soon, yes. Oh, I can promise that. I'm waiting to hear the date myself. But no, it's soon. But I'm going to have a little party before I go. Promise you that. No, I think it'll be by the end of the month, if not sooner. But, I've still got a few things to work out, and the exact terms and the exact times that I'm going to be away. Oh, well, that's good. Where is Ick today? I thought he'd be helping out. I kind of asked him not to be honest. I didn't really want him down here. How are you doing tidying these books up then? Yes, I'm all right. Just moving this on this shelf. It's a bit of a difficult shelf to get to. I'm having to stand on a chair. Oh, be careful, Yeti Uncle John. I don't want you falling. Do you want me to hold the chair or something? No, I'm all right. I think. Oh, blimey! What, John? Where is it? Oh, there's something up here. What's it? Not a rat or something? No. It's looking at me though. What is it? It's I don't know. What are you? Why are you talking to it? It's looking at me. It's looking at me. Oh, blimey. Oh, it's a right old mess up here. I don't know what's been going on. Oh, for goodness sake, let me have a look. Oh my goodness. Oh, listeners, it looks like a book, but it's staring back at us. It does look like. Oh, blimey. Hello? Maybe we shouldn't poke it. Don't poke it with that stick, please. Yeti Uncle John. What do you think it is? What is it? I wonder if it's something to do with, what happened to Ick? Oh, you think? I'm guessing, but it looks like a book, and yet it's not a book, but it would be easy to mistake the book. It's not saying anything. Maybe it's scared. Look, I'll stay here and keep an eye on it. You go and fetch Ick. I thought we didn't want Ick down here. Well, maybe as long as he doesn't eat it, maybe he'll be able to help tell us what it is. Oh, I suppose so. Oh, it's odd. It's odd, listeners. It's got a face, but it's like a book. It's got a face. Oh, I'm creeped out. Come on, run along. Oh, it's all right. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have looked up on that top of that shelf. Well, it would explain things. I ain't got down here. Whatever it is. Listeners, we're just going to wait for Ick to arrive. I'll speak to you in a minute. Gosh, I hope everything is a bit more calmer with Martin and Cromitty. Maybe you should go and catch up and see what they're up to. We'll speak to you in a minute. But yes, tomorrow is the second anniversary, at least, of the first recording session. I think I went down to the canal path for a little walk, and just recorded the links, because at the time I wasn't intending to necessarily release an episode. I think originally when I started recording the show, I thought, oh yes, I'll release the first episode in the autumn. This was in May, and I think that idea lasted about 5 minutes, and as soon as I had it edited, I released it on SoundCloud. But he says, talking about it like it was many moons ago. Yes. Truby needs to say happy tooth-ish birthday. Yes, thank you. And then the third anniversary was in 2019. Yes, it was. The last anniversary to occur before the pandemic. Oh, Paul, don't bring the mood down. Yeah, no, but it's true, because, you know, we were running around doing quite a lot of things in the first 4 years of the show, but even to the point of holidays and things. But what was going on? There is an episode called Keeping... Well, we were up to episode 255 by the end of May 2019. Episode 252, Keeping the Chat Room Clean, that was from the 19th of May. And then we had a live 548 show on the 22nd. So I'm sure we would have mentioned the anniversary then. Then we have the Yeti and Toppy Comedy Hour and a bit on the 26th of May. And then on the 27th of May we had, guess what, Bev's back. Oh Bev, how is Bev? I think she's okay, yeah. I hear from her now and again, but obviously I'm not at the college anymore, so I don't see her regularly like I used to. Well, would you put some clips on? Yeah, I'll choose a clip from around that time. Yeah, have a listen. I don't like to preach. I really don't like to preach. I'm just saying, we've got to come up with a way of keeping the chat room tidy, because it just so quickly it gets messy. But anyway, let's not sort of make any accusations. Let's not sort of point fingers or say you're going to do this or you're going to do that. I'm hoping we'll have volunteers. And as I say, Toppy has already volunteered both his teams. So anyway, we'll come to that when we come to it, because you know, it needs addressing. But today, here and now, my gang are in the chat room and they're tidying up, and to be fair, they are doing sort of the lion's share of the work, because once it's tidy, we can probably keep it tidy relatively easily. It's just getting it back into shape. I mean, my friends Troby and Lisa, Andrew and Lisa from around the archives, their show isn't even a 548 show as such, but they do support 548, and they play a big part in the Shy Life podcast, and they're always in the chat room. So you know, they're like 548 allies or something. I don't know. And yet I saw them whipping a duster around earlier. So it just takes everyone to do a little bit. That's all. And you know, I want to get away from sort of people sort of say, oh, well, you know, well, I'm not doing it if Joe Batanz isn't doing it. I'm not doing it if Adam Burns isn't going to be doing it. If it's not good enough for Taste Like Burning, then it's not good enough for me. We've got to get away from that. Everyone's got to take a turn. And even though Big Fatty Online, the show, is finishing soon, Big Fatty, he'll still be around on 548. At least I presume he will. You know, he's involved in other shows like Poke It With a Stick. But, well, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I do think that it's possibly the listeners who are in the chat room for Poke It With a Stick. They're the ones who are in the chat room most regularly. But I guess that I don't want to cause bad feeling, but it does seem to be, because often, well, you know, we do our live 548 shows on a Sunday, only once a month, but it does mean that we come into the chat room the day after a Poke It With a Stick episode, and it's always, you know, pizza boxes and sweetie wrappers and empty beer cans, and it's difficult. It is difficult. Everyone's a critic.
Paul, don't get so aerated.
What? Don't get so what?
Don't get so aerated. Is that right? Is that the right word?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Remember, you have high blood pressure.
Yes, no, you're right. I mustn't get cross about things like this.
Now listen, we need you to come down to the 548 chat room. We found something.
Oh dear. Oh, not a half-eaten hot dog.
No, not a half-eaten hot dog.
Oh, listeners, that was awful. When we were down there the other day, we found a half-eaten hot dog in the Pride 48 chat room. I sort of picked it up and I laid it on the side, intending to take it to the bins, and then in comes Yeti Uncle John. And the next thing I know, the half-eaten hot dog's gone. And I say, what happened to the half-eaten hot dog? And he says, well, you know, I was a bit hungry, that's all.
Oh, Paul, that was a good impression.
Oh, thank you, yes. Yeah, he ate the half-eaten hot dog, which had been lying around in the Pride 48 chat room for goodness knows how long.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
He's disgusting, really.
Now, he really is vulgar.
Yes, yeah, he is. But I need Quabity and Yeti Uncle John. I need their assistance, please, for the next stage of this episode, in which I wanted to tell the story of the creation of the podcast, let's say. So the way I remember it, is it's a bit like this. You know what, guys? I've been thinking for a very long time. You know, it's been a while since my days of Sutton Park. Obviously, of late, I've become an award-winning poet and author of the best-selling Mouse of Commons series. But I feel I need a new challenge. Oh yes, Paul. Of course, you have become the author of the best-selling Mouse of Commons series, and you don't forget you do poetry shows at the Poetry Cafe in London. Oh yes, Paul, yes, and you do videos on YouTube with your poems too, travelling all around the world. I cannot believe that you want another challenge. I know, but you know, I have itchy fingers. I'm sorry, Paul. You can get some lotion for that, you know. I'm aware of that, but I've got a prescription due any day. No, what I was going to say is that, I feel I need another challenge. I'd like to do a podcast, and I think I'm going to call it the Shy Life Podcast. Oh, Paul, what a wonderful title. I think that's very clever. I get the joke. What's the joke? What is the joke? Don't you get it? Yeti Uncle John? The Shy Life? You know the phrase, the high life. The high life, the shy life. It's a joke, a pun on words. Oh yes, I suppose, yes. Oh, it's very funny, Paul. Very, very good indeed. Yes, very, very good, very good. I can't wait till the first episode of the Shy Life podcast starts. How soon do you think you'll get it done? Well, you know, I'm sure that Paul will want to prepare and, you know, make plans. And, I'm sure that after a period of months and years, then it'll be time to start the podcast and he'll be 100% ready. Guys, it's all very well and good, but I haven't got weeks and years. I mean, I have got weeks and years, but what I mean is there's no time like the present. I want to start the Shy Life podcast today, this very day. Get your recording device and we'll go out into some woods somewhere near the canal and we'll record the very first episode, maybe a pilot episode, and get my old friend Paul, perhaps, to come and join me and maybe talk to the listeners. Oh, Paul, that sounds marvellous. Marvellous. Oh, yes, it does sound very marvellous. Yes, indeed, you truly are a miracle, Paul. You really are. Thank you. I know. I know. It's a burden, but there you go. Was that some sort of flashback, Paul? Yes. Sorry, listeners, we were just having a flashback. I was just remembering what it was like that first day. Oh, it's not quite how I remember it. Oh, is it not? Yeti Uncle John, why don't you have a flashback about how things were? All right, I suppose we've got time. Yeti Uncle John, please.
Paul, I've got a good idea.
Oh, yes. I'm just looking at the calendar. It's May 19... Sorry, I'm just looking at the calendar. It's May 2016. And I have writer's block and I have no idea what I could do next. I feel like I need to do something creative.
Oh, yes, well, I have the exact thing for you. You should do a podcast called the Shy Life Podcast. You should do it for on Pride 48. You should have lots of interviews and stuff, and I should be in it, and and Cromitty should be in it, yes, and other people we know, yeah. Well, they should all be in it. It'll be really good. Yeah. And don't forget to tell people that I came up with the idea.
Oh, of course. You're a marvel, Yeti Uncle John. You really are. You've really helped me. Yes, I think that's such a great idea. Let me think more. Gosh, the Shy Life podcast, eh? Gosh. Listeners, that was another flashback. It'll be so much easier to tell when this goes out as a podcast, because there will be reverb over the flashback bits. I hope you're keeping up. I was just thinking the other day, it was about our random child, not a random childhood,
well,
was it?
It was kind of random at times.
Oh, yes, our non-existent, whatever we usually call it, the
yes,
imaginary childhood.
Yes.
I remember that time when you came up with this idea about going to the dentist, and you wanted me to let's flash back and we'll share it with the listeners.
Oh yeah, I remember. Go ahead.
Toppy, I don't like this plan about going to the dentist, and I've got to go and sit in the dentist chair whilst you to distract the dentist whilst you steal all the lollipops. I don't mind the idea, but I don't like it's me who has to sit in the chair.
Well, it's not a big deal. Look, all you do is you sit in the chair. Now, you take your tongue on the inside of your mouth and just push on your cheek with your tongue to make like it's all swollen, see? And then that also makes you go like you really can't speak. And all you have to do is like say pain a lot.
Yeah.
And that'll distract him because I'm going to get all those lollipops.
You will share them with me afterwards, won't you?
Well, yeah, I get all the green ones, but yeah.
Okay. Well, why does it have to be? Explain to me again. Why does it have to be me who sits in the chair, not the other way round?
Oh God, I've told you this 100 times. You just have that face that's perfect for, I mean, you've got these big puppy dog eyes, and when you look up at him and with your sad eyes, and it'll, you'll have him in the palm of your hands.
And after all, you are wearing those. Your trousers, your clown trousers, which have got plenty of spaces for all the lollipops.
Well, yeah.
And you even got clown shoes on, so you can put some at the end of your.
There's lots of space in the tip of those clown shoes, Paul.
And the wig. The clown wig. Yeah, Toppy, you're making me laugh now.
Well, you know, I dress this way so as not to be conspicuous.
Well, you know, people often say to you, you're a real clown, Toppy, and today you really are.
Yeah, well, have you seen my squirting flower?
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, see, you like the flower?
Ow! Oh.
You see how that? See, it's a bulb. See, and it fell for anyways.
Toppy, you may be jumping. I bit down on one of my teeth, and I've hurt my toe. I've really hurt my tooth. I think I've broken a filling. They're calling me in now. Oh,
it's just as well. Have them work on your tooth for real.
Oh dear. Just make sure you don't eat all those lollipops.
I won't.
I don't know. What a palaver. Dear, oh dear. I suppose it was probably going to happen anyway. You did keep one lollipop for me. How many was it that you ate?
17. And I bit through all of them. I ate them, so I didn't even lick them, or I just bit down on all of them and chewed them all up. And then I had to go see the dentist.
Well, it serves you right. I know this isn't necessarily the most logical thing for podcasts, but I know how much you like the clothes that I wear.
I do.
So I brought 4 of them with me. One of them I'm wearing quite a lot at work. One of them is an old favourite I haven't had for ages.
This one?
Which is the one that you've got.
Which is Shock?
Shock, yeah, CK Shock.
Oh Lord!
If you want, if you want to squirt, you can always stick that in. Screw it through the top one. Yeah, I used to buy this one quite a lot, but I haven't for ages.
Oh my gosh!
Let me remind myself.
Oh gosh!
Now the one you've got there, I bought that sight unseen or nose unseen. You know. But I like doing that.
Yeah. It's
Ted
Baker.
Yeah.
Typical Ted Baker bottle, isn't it?
I haven't had Ted Baker
Design,
before.
yeah, but I normally get his ladies.
I did accidentally buy a lady's perfume because I was so excited by the bottle.
Have you used it? Some of them are very nice.
Is there one called Daisy something?
I know which one it is. I know Daisy.
But there's one clone I have, which I think you said that Patrick, your husband, has. So you sometimes you get very excited when I come past.
Beautiful.
Is that the Ted Baker one?
Beautiful. Absolutely
now,
beautiful.
What was the CK Shock one? How would you describe that one? That's sort of...
CK Shock is come and get your man. That's what CK Shock is. It's come and get your man now. Otherwise, he might be kidnapped.
Oh, and what's the Ted Baker?
Absolutely beautiful. But I find that most men's aftershaves, quite a few of them, always comes in with a bit of the cinema. Oh, that's beautiful. That
So, in 2020, that was the 4th anniversary? Yes. Now, by this stage, we are actually, celebrating the anniversary. Episode 340 is Go Forth and Be Shy, the 4th anniversary special. There are other episodes around this time, but as this episode is, especially about the anniversary, I think we should play a clip from it. It's a bumper-length special edition, and it appears that I had a toothache. Oh dear, Paul. Toppy Smelly is involved as well. Oh, the terrible twins. I guess so. Let's have a listen.
This is exciting. I thought you haven't mentioned it, but coming up is like 4th anniversary stuff soon to coming. Paul, your show, 4th anniversary.
Yes. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Toppy, but it's very difficult. We're all under quarantine. I don't know how you managed to get here, but you crawled through the internet.
Yeah, I mean, Anyway, I'm surprised I haven't heard you mention anything, but this is kind of a big deal. 4th anniversary, Paul.
I know. I just don't know that we're going to be able to fully, celebrate it. I mean, the regulars are here. We're all quarantined in here together, and I guess we could sort of crack open a packet of biscuits or something, but we can't sort of have a big march. Like I was hoping for a big march parade, maybe a marching band, really? Maybe a flyover by a load of like jets or something with
a flyover,
and one of those planes that spell out Charlotte Podcast in smoke. That's what I was planning. So anything that we can do is going to be a bit of a letdown.
Gee, that's kind of big budget stuff, Paul. I'm surprised, you're getting all hung up on these big budget things. Just talk about your 4th anniversary and make a big splash on your show. That's all you got to do, Paul. I don't understand why you're not more enthused.
I guess I can, well, one of the things is I've got a bit of a toothache. It's not massively bad, but
Wait, did you just say you have a toothache?
I have a toothache, but I'm not going to go to the dentist because I'm not leaving the house. Also, dentists are scary.
Oh, okay. Back up. Slow down. Okay, so I thought you weren't interested in all. You're telling me that you got a toothache, and this is your problem. Is you got a toothache?
Well, that's one of the reasons that perhaps I'm not feeling quite as much in the party mood as I would like to be. But
well, this is terrible, Paul. Why don't you go see a dentist?
Well, I would do normally, but they live nowhere near me, and also I start having sort of, weird flashbacks. I mean, what would it be like? I'm just imagining. What would it be like? Say, what would you do if you were the dentist and I was the patient?
Oh, well, let me see now. What would that be like? Let me think. All right, now, Paul, I understand you got a problem. You got a toothache. I want you to understand. Now, I am not licensed, okay? I want you to know that up front. Not licensed at all to take care of teeth, pull teeth, or anything.
But I trust you because you've been podcasting for many years, so you must know something about dentistry.
Thank you, Paul. See, there you go. Now, what I want you to have, I want you to be confident that this is not going to hurt, first of all. All right. Now, I have a yes, go ahead.
Aren't you supposed to have an assistant? Where's Sassy or Aunt Tappy?
Oh, well, yeah, I should have an assistant.
Why have you got that string there? You're not going to do a magic trick, are you?
No, not a magic trick, although I'm perfectly capable of doing magic tricks with string. That is in my repertoire. However, Paul, I have seen this done many times. What I'm going to do is I've got this here string. I'm going to tie it to your bad tooth. Now, just give me a big green and then point with your finger which tooth is the problem. Right there? All right. If I push on it, does it hurt? Let me push on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so there you go. I've identified the correct tooth. Paul, this is important that I do that. All right. Now, I'm going to tie this thread. Let me get it in between. All right. Just open. Okay, Paul, you got to open your mouth. Open. Oh, why? Paul, let me in there. Wider. Like that. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Got the tooth. I'm going to tie a knot right around that tooth, Paul. Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. Now, see, there we go. That's half the problem, Paul, right there. I'm going to pull this thread along as I go over here to this door. And see, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to tie around the doorknob. Now, don't worry. Okay, now, okay, let me take up the slack. Got to be good and tight. Don't move. Okay, that's important. Do not move. Okay, there we go. Nice and tight. Now, Paul, when I count to 3, wait a minute. Let me. Okay. Now, Paul, when I count to 3, I'm going to slam the door.
Oh.
No. It'll be fine. I've seen this done a million times. This used to be the way before anesthesia, Paul. No, I'm not laughing. This is fine. All right, let me go back over to the door here. And when I count to 3, Paul, I'm going to slam the door. It's very important that you don't move. You got that? Paul, you have a really worried look on your face.
I'm fine.
Are you fine? Okay. All right, I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3 days ago, Paul, 3 days ago, I was thinking about my own teeth, and anyways, let's start over. Okay, we're gonna count to 3. 1, 2. Here we go. 3.
You see, Toppy, that's why I don't want to go to a dentist, let alone ask you to help. I think it's probably better. I don't think my tooth. It's funny how my tooth feels suddenly better now. I think I'll just have a gin and tonic, and it'll probably all heal itself.
You played that. That was very embarrassing, and we were silly anyways. But okay, gin and tonic.
So maybe the thought of gin and tonic is putting me more in a party mood. So yes, maybe you're right. It would be nice to celebrate the 4th anniversary of the Shy Life podcast. Can you believe it's been 4 years?
Not at all. Paul, it seems like just yesterday I made your acquaintance. In 4 years? How the heck did that happen?
Well, that's how long we've been recording together, not how long we've been friends. We've been friends for even longer than that.
So that brings us up to our most recent anniversary. It certainly does. Our 5th anniversary, which was last year. And we also, there were other episodes from around that time. But again, we did an episode that was, a special birthday episode. Episode 435, Happy Birthday, Shy Life Little Show. It was another bumper-length episode. We have Nick in the studio. We have Bev and Harry and Wifey Joe. A proper birthday episode. Oh, that's good, Paul. 2 hours and 19 minutes long. Oh gosh, Paul, that really was a bumper-length episode. It certainly was. Let's have a listen. We've got Nick Goodman with us here today. Hi, Nick. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm fine.
I brought you here for a particular reason. I make no bones about it. This episode will have a lot.
You want to marry my daughter?
I want to marry your daughter. No, but I do want your advice, and I do want your I do want your ears. No, I want your.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes, this episode will have a lot of clips in it because we are here to celebrate 5 years of the Shy Life podcast. Can you believe it? Whoa. 5 years. So I just wanted to sort of have a.
It's gone very quickly. Yeah.
I just wanted to sort of, I don't know, chew the fat with you about the fact that we've been doing the show for 5 years, and make a few sort of
I cannot believe it. It's 5. I remember you doing about these and then thinking, oh great, you've got another thing that we can contribute to. And I've come. I didn't realise it was as long as 5 years, but it's about 5 years since we've been digitalising Sutton Park as well, and that happened about the same time.
Yeah. Well, listeners, I hope you enjoyed hearing some of those clips. And thank you, Cromitty, for being here. Oh, my pleasure, Paul, my pleasure. Who else is coming up on the show? Well, I have a few messages coming up. And, we'll have Vic in the studio towards the end of the show. I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with him, although he's quite busy. So, and then Bettina is going to be here for a quick chat too. I hear that your anecdotes involve, something that's happened quite recently. Yes. I should probably have talked to you about them, but that's not how it happened. This is to do with, you growing tall and growing small. Yes, and that's all to do with me eating those things from your laboratory, which I shouldn't have done. Perhaps it's best that I don't discuss them with you. You know the full stories. I do, Paul. I'm just glad that you're being honest. Yes, I'm being honest and open, and I'll share it with Bettina because she'll not tell me off. Oh dear, Paul. But you're all right now. I am all right now. Yeah, but anyway, let's get on. There'll be some music, listeners, when we come back. Bettina will be here. You're doing the anecdotes now, and I can't stay? You can stay if you want. Just a bit embarrassed. Oh dear. Well, talk away, Paul. I will. But we've also got some messages coming up now as well, so yes. Goodbye for now then. Goodbye, Cromitty. Oh dear.
Hello, Shayeti, it's me, Albert the Dragon. Just wanted to wish you a happy 6th anniversary on the Shy Life podcast. May you do many more years yet. Okay, bye for now.
Hello, it's me, Charlie Gurr. Very pleased to hear that you are celebrating your 6th anniversary. I hope you're having 6 pies. At least 6 pies. That's just for starters. You must always have pies to celebrate an anniversary. It is the law. Okay, happy birthday. See you soon.
Hello, my darling. Hello, it's me, Tallulah. How are you? Just wanted to say happy birthday for your 6th birthday. And Martin's here too. I'm sorry I couldn't let him come and join the show. He's been very busy helping me at the music school. Hi guys, it's me, Martin. Just wanted to wish you a happy 6th birthday. I'm doing some essential work here at the school, so I know you're just having a low-key birthday this year, but I would have liked to have been there. I'll be back soon, so happy birthday. Happy birthday to the Charlotte podcast. Hello, this is me, August Evans. I just wanted to wish you a very happy 6th birthday. I think Bettina will wish you happy birthday in person, so I won't speak for her. But anyway, happy birthday.
Ah, Paul, is that you? It's me, Gulliver Tremaine. I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday for the 6th anniversary of the Charlotte podcast. Absolutely. Marvellous. Hope to see you soon. All right, take care. Happy birthday. Bye-bye. Bettina, great to have you here.
Oh, darling, I'm so glad to be here. Wonderful. Happy birthday. Did you get August's message?
I did, yes, I did. Thank you, yes. I'm so glad that you could be here.
You wanted to tell me about an anecdote or two that you thought I'd find amusing.
Yes. Well, I ate those pills.
Oh, the ones in Cromitty's laboratory?
Yeah. And I ate those vegetables too.
Oh, yes, the ones that he'd injected with that serum.
Yes, so, at times I have experiences where, it doesn't happen to me very often, but when I get anxious, I go very, very big, or I go very, very small.
I didn't think that happened to you very often, though.
Happens often enough. And it's happened, well, you know. And recently, well, I was on a bus.
You were on a bus, darling?
Yes, I was on a bus, and I had this phone call, and then the ticket inspector came along, and I couldn't find my ticket, and I was with Yeti Uncle John.
Darling.
Yes.
Tickets, please.
Have you got your ticket, Paul? What? Have you got your ticket? What? I'm supposed to have kept my ticket. I just had this text. It's about performing a poem at a concert. I haven't got any new poems. I have to write one or something. Well, yes, Paul, you might have to write one.
Oh, blimey. Gosh. Oh, gosh.
Paul, what's happening to you?
What?
Paul, you're getting small.
What? I'm getting small?
Yes, you're shrinking.
I'm shrinking?
Yes, Paul, you are shrinking.
I need my ticket, my ticket.
You dropped it or something. Ticket, please. Sorry, here's my ticket. My friend, he was here a minute ago. He's underneath the ticket. Here's his ticket. He's very small today. Anyway, there you go.
Oh, darling, what, you actually shrunk down to being very small on the bus?
I did, yes. It was a bit embarrassing. The guy didn't look twice though, but and then the other day, I was at this awards ceremony with Charlie Gurr. I was only really there as his guest, but we were being introduced to Princess Carolina of Bulgaria, which is the country that Charlie Gurr comes from.
I know that, darling, of course.
I was quite anxious about the whole thing because, I don't go out that often, not since the pandemic, and yet of course, but this time I started growing bigger. But we were standing in line to be introduced to Princess Carolina, and suddenly I was about, first I was 6 foot tall, which is big for me, and then I was about 6'5", and then I was 7 foot, and
oh my goodness, darling, you got tall.
I got tall because I was anxious. When I get anxious, I either get very, very tall or very, very small.
Oh, darling, what did Charlie say?
I think he just pretended that nothing was going on. I can't wait till after this presentation, Paul. I'm looking forward to the pies.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the pies too, Charlie. But I'm just a little bit anxious, and I'm worried that I've grown all tall suddenly.
Yes, well, you're just trying to show off. But, be quiet now. Here comes Princess Carolina. Don't say anything, just nod.
Okay. Do you think she'll mind that I'm 8 foot tall now?
No. She's seen everything.
Oh, Charlie, how lovely to see you.
Hello, Princess Carolina. Very nice to see you too. This is my friend Paul, the Shy Yeti.
Oh, isn't he tall? You're very tall. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Princess Carolina.
No, let's go and get some pies.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Darling, so you grew tall?
I grew tall in front of Princess Carolina. To be fair, she was perfectly nice.
But darling, maybe that's the rule. You get anxious and you get small, or you get anxious and you get tall. But mostly people don't care less because they're going about their day too. They're nervous. Everyone's got anxiety, and maybe if you have less anxiety about being anxious, then you won't get anxious.
I see what you mean. I mean, you have a point, maybe. Maybe you have a point. Yeah, well, I hope it doesn't happen again.
What about this poem you mentioned, darling? Have you written a new poem?
I have written a new poem, but Harry and I might be turning it into a song, so I won't unveil it quite yet.
Oh, that's good, Paul. You've not written anything in quite a while.
I haven't. No, that's right. But anyway.
Oh, well, darling, don't worry about it.
I just thought that we should speak because it's something that's happened recently, and you are our agony aunt.
I am, darling. Well, as I say, don't worry about it. Don't fret about it, and maybe it won't happen so much.
Well, to be fair, it hasn't happened that often, but it's just, I don't think actually, having to give the ticket over was what caused it. It was just that other things were going on, and then it all came together. And I was quite nervous about meeting Princess Carolina, but I'll say she was perfectly nice.
Of course she was, darling. Yes, of course she was.
Oh, well, listeners, let's go and speak to Ig. Thanks, Bettina.
My pleasure, darling. My pleasure.
I'm terribly sorry that I can't give you more time today. Is everything okay?
Yes, Ig, everything's fine. There isn't a great deal that I was going to ask you to do, but I wanted you to be part of the show. I know, you've got a lot in your tentacles at the moment.
Hi, Apple, yes. Gosh.
How's Ark?
Oh, he's fine. Yes, they're as busy as ever. I'm hoping to get him interested in some new hobbies. To get him away from those horror books.
Well, he does enjoy them, but I know what you mean.
Yes.
What were you thinking?
Well, he needs to get more exercise for a start. And, I thought he could take up a musical instrument. Maybe at, Delula's music school.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Still, it's hard to pin him down at the moment. He always seems out somewhere.
Does he now?
So what did you want me to do, Paul? Introduce the Sutton Park clip?
Well, actually, I've decided to hold back on the Sutton Park clips for this episode. We've had quite a lot of flashbacks to previous episodes. What I really wanted you to do was say goodbye to the listeners, really. Wish them well, and, I do very much appreciate everything that you do on the show. I feel like, you're sort of a peacemaker.
A peacemaker? Really?
Well, sometimes. I mean, Cromity's a peacemaker too.
Yes, I suppose he is.
Well, anyway, a show like the Shy Life Podcast can't exist on Yeti Uncle John alone. It's people like you, Martin and Cromity, who really, you really hold the show together.
Well, thank you, Paul. I don't know why we didn't arrange a party or something.
Oh no, it's only the 6th anniversary. It's not as big as the 5th anniversary.
Why is that, Paul?
Oh, it's all numbers, Ick, don't worry.
Oh, is it? Oh well, I'll take your word for that. So you don't really need me for anything.
Oh no, that's not true. I think saying goodbye to the listeners is a very important part of the episode.
I hear your Uncle John got a quiz, and Cromity helped introduce old flashback clips, and Bettina joked with you about some anecdotes. But Ick just gets to say goodbye.
Oh, Ick, you're not offended, are you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't want to upset you.
Oh, Paul, I'm teasing. I'm not offended. No, as I say, I've got a lot on my plate. It's nice to be here just to chat to you at the end of the show. It's very important saying goodbye. And, listeners, we're only saying goodbye until next time. So, yes, do join us again soon. We hope you've enjoyed this special birthday episode of the Shy Life Podcast. And, Yes, we've got plenty more in the can. Isn't that right, Paul?
We certainly do. We have plenty of episodes in the can, definitely, yeah.
Good. Well, we'll say goodbye now. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you to you listeners for listening. And join us again soon, please, when there are going to be more ridiculous, silly, Shy Podcast events occurring, I imagine.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Oh, good. All right. Say goodbye, Paul.
Goodbye, listeners. And, thanks for listening.
Okay. Bye-bye now. Goodbye.
Bye now. Paul, I think Bettina gave you good advice, about the anxiety. Yeah. No, I do agree, Cromitty, I do agree. I think if I fret about it or I worry about it, that's just going to make it more likely to happen. Yes, I mean, but it is difficult. It is difficult to, if you are already anxious, to kind of calm yourself. We can look into some exercises, though. But, you were in situations where you suddenly felt pressured, and, yes. Yeah, I mean, that award ceremony, it was a bit last minute for a start. Charlie invited me sort of because his original +1 dropped out, and I don't think I've ever... Oh, well, I have met minor royalty when I used to work at the college. But generally, I avoided those sorts of circumstances where I could have met more famous members, because I just remember that episode of Mr. Bean where he accidentally headbutts the Queen, and I didn't want to be that person. And I have seen the royal family at, like, race meetings before, horse racing meetings with Callum, and I'd rather watch them in the paddock like they're sort of rare animals in the zoo, rather than being introduced to them. I don't really feel that need. But it's still nervous. You don't want to do something wrong or get into trouble. I understand, Paul. I understand. But it was nice that Bettina could offer some advice. I know that's one of the things I wanted for this episode, the chance for her to offer some advice, because she is our agony aunt and she doesn't get much opportunity. Maybe other people will start to ask her questions in the future. It's quite possible. Oh, I can hear the theme music coming, Paul. I can hear it as well. Right, we better go. We better go, Paul. Yes.
I gotta go now. Bye. I want to go with you. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now?
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnibusPods.net.
Well, Paul, how did the anniversary episode go? I think it went all right with the quiz, and then we had some clips from other birthday episodes, and we talked to Bettina, and we had some messages from the regulars, and, the ones that weren't here, and, Ike was a bit funny with me, but I'd probably done something wrong and not even realised it, but, he's so busy. He's very busy.
Yes. He's very busy with Uck, doing stuff, that Uck does. Yes, I know, he's a handful, that Uck. But, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yes, it'll be fine, Paul. Everything will be fine. And you're all right. I'm fine. The magpies are fine. Yes. But I've got to go. You've got to go. You only just came back. Oh, no, I've got things to do. Things to do. Everyone's got things to do. Everyone's being very mysterious. It's not mysterious. It's just busy. Oh, right. So everyone's busy and I'm not so busy. I'm sure you are busy, Paul. You've probably got hundreds of episodes of the podcast to edit or something. I probably have, yes. All right, then. Well, goodbye for now, Yeti Uncle John. Goodbye, Paul. I'll see you soon. Yeah, all right. I don't know what's going on, listeners. Everyone's busy. Everyone's got something else to do or somewhere else to be. Well, to be fair, Cromitty didn't. And Bettina didn't rush off, but just being paranoid. I mustn't get anxious about it, otherwise I'll either go very, very tall or very, very small. And we don't want that happening again. No, we don't want that happening again. Oh dear. Podcast is life. Podcast is life.
Hey, you want to know something? Really? Paul? The Shy Yeti? He's really quite a musicologist. No, really.
Oh my God, what was that? Was that 2 hours? It was at least 4 hours. How long was this podcast? I don't know. It was at least 5 hours.
I don't know, but sometimes this show is really weird.
538, 538, 538, 538.
Oh, I think that was a wonderful episode.
500.
Happy birthday.